story of the Jewish king who, for bigotry's sake, used to slay the Christians. Amongst the Jews, there was a king who wrought oppression, an enemy of Jesus and a destroyer of Christians. 'Twas the epoch of Jesus, and the turn was his. He was the soul of Moses, and Moses the soul of him. But the squint-eyed, double-seeing king separated in the way of God those two divine prophets who were really in accord. The master said to a squint-eyed pupil, "Come on, fetch that bottle out of the room." Said the squint-eyed one, "Which of the two bottles shall I bring to you? Explain fully." "There are not two bottles," replied the master. "Go, leave off squinting, and do not be seeing more than one." "Oh, master," said he, "don't chide me." Said the master, "Smash one of those two." The bottle was one, though in his eyes it seemed two. When he broke the bottle, there was no other. When one was broken, both vanished from sight. A man is made squint-eyed by evil propensity and anger. Anger and lust make a man squint-eyed. They change the spirit, so that it departs from rectitude. When self-interest appears, virtue becomes hidden. 100 veils rise from the heart to the eye. When the Qadi lets bribery gain hold of his heart, how should he know the wronger from the wretched victim of wrong? The king, from Jewish rancour, became so squint-eyed that we cry, "Mercy, O Lord, mercy." He slew hundreds of thousands of wronged believers, saying, "I am the protection and support of the religion of Moses." How the vizier instructed the king to plot. He had a vizier, a miscreant, and ogler, a deceiver, who, by reason of his exceeding guile, would tie knots on water. "The Christians," said he, "seek to save their lives. They hide their religion from the king. Slay them not, for slaying them is useless. Religion hath no smell. It is not musk and aloes wood. The secret is concealed in 100 coverings. Its outward form is in agreement with thee, resembling thee, but the inward reality is in disagreement." The king said to him, "Tell me, then, what is the best plan? What is the remedy against that deceit and imposture, so that there may not remain a single Christian in the world, neither one whose religion is manifest, nor one who is concealed?" "O king," said he, "cut off my ears and hands, rip my nose by bitter decree, then bring me under the gallows, that an intercessor may plead for me." Do this deed in the place for public proclamation, on a highway where roads run in 4 directions. Then banish me from thy presence to a distant land, that I may cast mischief and confusion amongst them. How the Vizier brought the Christians into doubt and perplexity. Then I will say to them, I am secretly a Christian. O God, who knowest all things hidden, thou knowest me. The king was informed of my Christian faith, and from bigotry sought to take my life. I wished to hide my religion from the king, and profess his religion. But the king got a scent of my inmost beliefs, and my words were suspected when I stood before the king. He said, Your words are like a needle in bread. There is a window between my heart and yours. Through that window I have seen your real state. I see your state, and will not heed your words. Had not the Spirit of Jesus been my aid, he would in Jewish fashion have torn me to pieces. For Jesus' sake I would yield my life, and give my head, and lay on myself myriads of obligations to him. I do not grudge Jesus my life, but full well am I versed in the knowledge of his religion. Grief was coming over me, that holy religion should perish amongst those who are ignorant of it. Thanks be to God and to Jesus that I have become a guide to the true faith. I have escaped from Jews and Judaism so entirely that I have bound my waist with a Christian girdle. The present epoch is the epoch of Jesus. O men, hearken with your souls into the mysteries of his religion.
The king did to him that deed of mutilation which he had proposed. The people remained in amazement at his deed. The king drove him away to the Christians. After that, the Vizier began to proselytize. How the Christians let themselves be duped by the Vizier. Myriads of Christian men gathered round him, little by little, in his abode, while he secretly expounded to them the mysteries of gospel and girdle and prayer. Outwardly he was a preacher of religious ordinances, but inwardly he was as the whistle and snare of the fowler. On this account some companions of Mohammed, peace be upon him, begged of the Prophet that he would acquaint them with the deceitfulness of the ghoul-like soul, saying, What of hidden selfish interest does it mingle in acts of worship and in pure spiritual devotion? They were not seeking from him excellence of piety. They were not inquiring where lay the outward defect.
speck by speck, they were recognizing the deceitfulness of the fleshly soul, as plainly as the difference of the rose from parsley. Even the hair-splitters, the most scrupulous of the companions, used to become distraught in spirit at the holy prophet's admonition to them. How the Christians followed the Vizier. The Christians all gave their hearts to him. What indeed is the strength of blind conformity of the vulgar? They planted love of him within their breasts. They were regarding him as the vicar of Jesus. He, in reality, was the accursed, one-eyed Antichrist. O God, do thou hear and answer the cry. What a good helper art thou. O God, there are myriads of snares and baits, and we are as greedy, foodless birds. From moment to moment we are caught in a fresh snare. Though we become, each one, like a falcon or simurgh. Every moment thou art delivering us, and again we are going to a snare. O thou who art without want. We are putting corn in this barn, and then we are losing the corn that has been garnered. Why, after all, do not we consider with intelligent mind that this damage to the corn arises from the deceitfulness of the mouse? Since the mouse has made a hole in our barn, and our barn has been ravaged by its guile, O soul, in the first place, avert the mischief of the mouse, and then show zeal in garnering the corn. Hear one of the sayings related from the chiefest of the chief, the holy prophet. No prayer is complete without presence. If there is no thievish mouse in our barn, where is the corn of 40 years' works of devotion? Why is the daily sincerity not being stored bit by bit in this barn of ours? Many a star of fire shot forth from the iron, and that burning heart received it and drew it in. But in the darkness a hidden thief is laying his finger upon the stars, extinguishing the stars one by one, that no lamp may shine from the sky. Though there be thousands of snares at our feet, when thou art with us, there is not any trouble. Every night thou freest the spirits from the body's snare, and dost erase the impressions on the tablets of the mind. The spirits are set free every night from this cage. They are done with ordnance and talk and tale. At night, prisoners are unconscious of their prison. At night, governors are unconscious of their power. There is no sorrow, no thought of gain or loss, no fancy of this person or of that person. This is the state of the Arif, the Gnostic, even without sleep. God said, Thou wouldst deem them awake whilst they slept. Shy not at this. He is asleep day and night to the affairs of the world, like a pen in the hand of the Lord's control. One who sees not the hand in the writing thinks that the act of writing proceeds from the pen by means of movement. He, God, hath shown forth some part of this state of the Arif, inasmuch as the vulgar too are carried off by sleep of the senses. Their souls are gone into the desert that is without description. Their spirits and bodies are at rest. And with a whistle thou leadest them back to the snare, leadest them all back to justice and to the judge. Like Israfel, God, who causes the dawn to break, brings them all from those lands of spirit into the world of form. He embodies the spirits divested of body. He makes each body pregnant, laden again with actions and works. He makes the steed of the souls bare of saddle. This is the inner meaning of sleep is the brother of death. But in order that they may return in the daytime, he puts a long tether on its leg, so that in the daytime he may lead it back from that meadow and bring it from the pasture to go under the load. Would that he had guarded this spirit as the men of the cave or as the ark of Noah, that this mind and I might be delivered from the flood of wakefulness and consciousness. Oh, in the world there is many a man of the cave beside you, before you, at this time. The cave is with him. The friend is in converse with him. But your eyes and ears are sealed. So what does it avail?